Hi and welcome. My name is Joyce Goodman and I'm going to cook a very traditional Italian dish with a twist. I call it On Ya Lasagna. We're going to get into the vegetables in just a moment, but I want to start with a marinara sauce. We're going to make it from scratch. I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of oil into a heated pan. I'm going to swirl it around a little bit. And I am going to add some onions that I've chopped up. While this is sauteing, I'm going to show you how I get a nice chop on the onions like this. And I'm going to add some garlic. You have to cook with a wooden spoon. It really is good. Seems like we're a little bit high, so I'm going to change the heat down just a little bit. Put some nice garlic in here. Oh, it smells so good. Boy, the aroma of cooking onions, delicious. Makes your mouth water. Now, to these onions, I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just not too much, some onion powder, a little bit of lemon pepper. Lemon pepper is great. Lemon adds a great flavor to things. Now, after this gets sauteing a little bit, and when I put in my tomatoes, I'm adding a very special seasoning. This is Italian seasoning that's been blended by my son. It has 9 herbs and spices. No salt, no MSG. These are going nicely. I want to cook it till it's just a little translucent. I'm going to put in my tomatoes. This is 2 28-ounce cans of tomatoes that are crushed. I'm going to add some tomato paste, gives it a little richer flavor. I'm going to stir that up and incorporate it. Just takes a few minutes. You know, cooking is so wonderful, and there's just nothing better. Whoops, got one little runaway onion here. There's nothing better than making good, wholesome, hearty foods for your family and friends. Let that go. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. You can also add wine if you like. I prefer just using the balsamic vinegar. And to cut the acidity, I add some coconut sugar, and that's 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. While this is simmering, I'm going to show you how to make a nice dice on onions. What I do is I score the onion first. Careful not to cut your fingers. And then I go this way. It's a trick I learned a long time ago from my dad. We put it on its side. Guess I should cut on the side that I've already cut. And there you go. And as you can see, get some nice diced going here. Now, since I've already put a lot in there, I just wanted to show you. We just dice it up like this, and my pad is moving all over the place. If I cut this on the whiteboard, you wouldn't be able to see the onion, so we added a little silicone pad here. But you get the idea. So what you want to do is you slice this way, you slice that way, you score it, turn it on its side, and cut down, and then you get these nice, fairly even cuts here. I'm not going to add that in now. We're going to set that aside for something else. We've got our onions, we're already sauteed, so this is just cooking up nicely. And the most important ingredient is going to be 2 tablespoons of this magic. Great. Got oregano and a lot of good things. Did you know it has marjoram? And all these spices, I'm almost out of it. Boy, I use a lot of it, and this is the rest of my 2 tablespoons. It's all gone. I use it a lot. Thank you, my dear son, Mark. If you want more information about the seasonings, I'll tell you how to find out in a little while. Very special. Okay, we're going to let that simmer, and I'm going to prepare the vegetables for you. Now we're going to work on the ricotta filling. I'm going to take 2 cups of ricotta cheese, and I have a pinch of salt, an egg that's been beaten, and some lemon pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. How can you cook Italian without using garlic, right? So here's my 2 cups of ricotta cheese, little pinch of salt, not too much, and again, it's the sea salt. Then I have my egg. I'm going to cream that up a little bit. Nice and creamy, and this is so good for a filling, and it is filling. Some people have asked why I don't use mascarpone cheese. it's a lot higher in fat. So I do like the flavor of the ricotta. A little pinch of lemon pepper, onion powder, and garlic. We have a lot of garlic in the sauce, but it's nice to put this into the cheese. So we'll just stir this quickly, incorporate it. Now we're going to start working on our vegetables. I'm going to show you how I make my lasagna noodles. I use a lovely mandolin. I've sliced up a lot already. That's how you use it. It's very easy. And look what I get. Nice thin noodles. Zucchini, not many calories. Now we're going to work with some spaghetti squash. This is another layer of our lasagna. This is how it comes out of the oven. It comes whole like this. I sliced it in half. It has to be cleaned out. There are seeds in the middle, and the seeds are actually very nutritious, so you could clean them off, toast them up. They're really good. But I'm going to show you how to prepare it for our dish. You just take a fork, you hold the spaghetti squash in the palm of your hand, and you're just pulling it down, and these lovely strands come right out. This is good by itself. You put a little pepper on it, a little seasoning. You can just eat that as a side dish, but it really is good for baking. So we need about 2 cups of it, and one squash does that. If there's any left over, let me show you this way. You have a better bird's eye view. Just pull it down. It's a little awkward because the squash is soft after it comes out of the oven, but you can see it forms strands. Spaghetti, ta-da! No calories, no gluten, and really tasty. Now I'm going to soak up the fluids. These vegetables have a lot of liquid in them, which is good for you, but when you bake the lasagna, it will have some, I call it juice, and the juice is great, but I like to see how much came out. Like that, you could almost wring it out. But I try to absorb some of the juice ahead of time, or the liquids ahead of time. And now let's start putting our plate together. Now we're going to commence to building our lasagna. This is a 3-layer dish. So we've already prepared our sauce. We've cut up our vegetables, we have our ricotta fixed, and we have the ingredients that we need to start building. And we're just going to cover evenly, use about 1/4 of the sauce with each layer. Just cover the bottom of your pan or your dish. I guess glass makes this a dish, right? I love Pyrex. It really works well in the oven. Okay, so we're going to evenly put that on the bottom, and we start putting in our noodles. I love noodles, and especially when they're zucchini noodles, because they won't go to your hips. We don't need any of that. So we just cover the bottom. These are so easy to work with. Love my mandolin. It's not just a musical instrument, right? I like to make things look pretty. We have just enough to cover the bottom. Almost done. And ta-da, we're ready to go. Now, I always like to add a little bit of lemon pepper, just a little bit. Brings out the flavor, a little bit of onion powder, just a pinch of salt, not much. Now we're gonna start with putting about half of the ricotta. I use my fingers a lot in cooking, so I always wash my hands. That's why I like baking bread so much, I think, because I get my hands in the dough, work it around. So we're just going to evenly put that layer down, about half of the ricotta that we prepared earlier. It smells so good. I won't lick my fingers, that's disgusting, but it sure tastes good. Okay, just about done. That's about half of it. That's why you have to kind of use, fingers were made before forks and spoons, right? Now, yummy part, we're going to add some mozzarella cheese. Sprinkle it evenly, and we're ready to start another layer. Already started to build the second layer. On top of my ricotta and mozzarella cheese, I added another layer of sauce, and now I'm just going to put a little more spaghetti squash on this. I made extra so you could see how we do it. And I do like to add A little bit of seasoning with each layer. That just kind of brings out the flavors. Doesn't take much, just a little pinch. And we put the rest of our ricotta cheese on top. So good. You're really going to like this dish. And the best thing is it's gluten-free, it's filling, and you know what? It's even better the next day. Something happens when all the seasonings get together and they kind of blend and hang out a little bit. Really tastes good. Spread that over there. There you go. See, it's really not that hard, and it is a lot of fun to build. A lot of cheese. You get a good protein from cheese. Mozzarella is low moisture. Doesn't have a lot of fat in it. Here we go. More sauce. It's fun. So glad you could join me. Wish you were really here because you would love this. Okay, we're getting there. Oops. But paper towels and towels are handy because sometimes you just spill. Well, that's okay. Go with the flow. All right, this is going to be nice and juicy. Now, final layer. Going to be so pretty. Spinach, about 2 cups of spinach. I'm using a baby spinach. And look how pretty that is. Look at the color, so vibrant. With all those good, colorful vegetables, you're getting so many vitamins and minerals. Your body's really going to thank you. There we go. Final layer. A little bit of lemon pepper. The lemon pepper just really brings out flavor. It doesn't have any salt. I'm not going to salt the spinach, but I will put some more onion powder on it. Final layer of sauce. We're about ready to pop it in the oven. Now I have this recipe and a lot of other wonderful recipes. Just simply click on the link below. I have a wonderful book you can order. I have a lot of good healthy news. Okay, we're almost done. Coming to the finish line. So pretty, so colorful, so healthy. Your tummy's really going to thank you. Okay, cheese is the final layer. Here we go. Just finish putting the cheese on the top. And there you are. Beautiful. Now let's get this in the oven. I've just placed the lasagna we just prepared in the oven, 350 degrees, and it'll stay in there about a half an hour. Okay, here's the baked lasagna, and doesn't that look wonderful? My family likes the cheese crispy, so that's what it is. Now, if you like these recipes, and if you'd like more good healthy information, I have a wonderful book. Please click on the link below, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. I hope I get to see you soon. This is Joyce Goodman. Again, thank you.